Hey guys, how's it going? Today's video is actually going to be kind of a different video. I wanted to give my opinion on a YouTube video that I just watched today, put out by The Quartering. He was talking about how a lot of these so-called conservative creators on YouTube, a lot of them, whine and complain about being banned and censored on YouTube, and how they, you know, don't don't mirror their content on other platforms. And I completely agree with that. I mean, I mirror this content on both YouTube and Rumble. And for me, I'm just starting out. It's doesn't take that much effort, especially if you literally just copy the video to both platforms, which is perfectly fine in my opinion. And he's talking about how these creators talk a lot about, free speech and new tech and trying to create, a new economy. And yet they still rely on YouTube pretty much almost exclusively for their content, when actually there is a good majority of people who do use Rumble specifically, especially with creators like Steven Crowder and some other folks, Dave Rubin. They're on there, and there's a lot of other creators on there that are trying to get this going. And Rumble's actually doing pretty good for themselves, and they have stuck to their word, in my opinion, on everything that they've ever put out there. And they're a Canadian company, which is even more of a slap in the face to YouTube and Google and Facebook and stuff like that, who are American companies. Canada has less rights than us, and a Rumble company based in Canada is giving more freedoms to everybody than these American companies do. And I just think that if these creators that claim to be, free speech absolutists, or they want a parallel economy kind of deal, that they should be willing to support these other platforms, regardless of, how the money goes, or how many people are on the platform, or where they see the platform going. Jeremy specifically, states that he tries, a lot of these new tech platforms and posts his videos there, regardless of whether he thinks they're going to make money or not, because he actually believes in trying to support these platforms and trying to migrate and tip the scales away from the power of YouTube. And that's the only way we're going to take the power away from these giant companies who basically have free reign to tell people what to do, and remove any content they don't feel is good for their platform, or they don't agree with. And the only way to stop them from doing that is showing them that there's other places people can go to get this content, regardless of if they want to stop it or not. For specifically Twitter and Rumble, you have these people scrutinizing Elon Musk on Twitter for the things he does, and it's all because these people, they had the power on Twitter, one of the larger social media platforms, where a lot of celebrities posted, and a lot of public figures posted, and they had the power to do whatever they wanted, and they actively colluded with the government to censor certain topics and do whatever they wanted to do on the topic, on the platform, behind the scenes, with regular people being none the wiser. And now, ever since Elon took over the company, he's, in my opinion, he's made a few mistakes, and I believe changing the name of the company, for one, was a very, very big mistake, and just created a lot of undue scrutiny on him for something that he really didn't even have to do. But other than that, mainly, I mean, he's done a lot of good things, and it seems like he's moving more and more towards the free speech model, and trying to get the facts out there, regardless of who's correct and who's not, and regardless of what his opinions are, and that kind of stuff. And And Rumble's trying to do the same thing. Anybody can be on the platform and do whatever they want to do and put out whatever content they want to put out. And, you know, personally, I'm monetized on Rumble from the beginning. That each video just goes through a review process to whether it's going to be monetized or not. All the videos I've released thus far have been monetized. On YouTube, you have to meet certain parameters to even be eligible for monetization. You have to release a certain number of videos, and you have to have a certain amount of subscribers. You have to have I believe you have to have 100,000 subscribers. So I make no money. I have no possibility of making money on YouTube until this channel grows at all, which, you know, at this point, the growth is very slow, and getting to those milestones is going to take a very long time. But on Rumble, I mean, if I get even, you know, the smallest amount of following, I could potentially make, you know, a little bit of money on there, regardless of how many subscribers I have or what. As long as people are watching my videos and getting ads served to them on there, I'm making money. So, you know, for people who are starting out, especially, there's no reason that you shouldn't be mirroring your content between Rumble and YouTube. It would just be foolish. I mean, I don't know why you would want to start off with, you know, half the growth potentially, when you have certain people who only are on YouTube and you have certain people who are only on Rumble. Why not post to both and get the benefits of both, and then potentially, you know, you cross pollinate between YouTube and Rumble. I link my Rumble account on YouTube, and I link my YouTube account on Rumble, and anybody can go back and forth. So you're going to get people who are on YouTube that will go to Rumble, where you can be monetized, and subscribe there and watch your videos there. And you're going to have people who are on Rumble that are going to go over to YouTube and subscribe there, and then eventually you'll be able to get monetized there. Not to mention the fact that if you do get removed from YouTube, you know, it's Steven Crowder is a perfect example. You know, he gets banned off of YouTube multiple times a year, and there is never a loss of content. He's always dual streaming to Rumble and YouTube, and when he loses access to YouTube, he still has a very, very high number of views on Rumble, and, you know, basically doesn't lose any reach. You know, people still talk about him whether he's on YouTube or not. And anybody can employ that strategy, regardless of how many subscribers you have or whatnot. And I think the Quartering really hit the nail on the head with the video he released, talking about, you know, specific people who are not doing this out of, you know, who knows what the reasoning is. But in my opinion, there's no significant reason for that. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching.